anytime I'm about to go to court with them, they use a UK burner number to send me threatening messages, making false allegations against me. And tomorrow I'm going to file a complaint against them with a cybercrime.
But how do you know that it is coming from them?
So, Paul, I've shared some of them.
Yeah, I want to read it for general public to hear, the ones that you shared with. But before then, there are a lot of text messages coming from lawyers. One, they don't want me to mention their name, so it's cool. They are practicing barristers here in Ghana. They don't want me to mention their name, but this is it. It says the medical report part of the exhibit of the process filed on 27th of May at the Human Rights Court. This process was followed up with a letter from Oforiatta's lawyers on 28th of May to the OSP. How does he now play I am not aware? He received the letter on the 28th at least, but he chose not to respond and create the impression that he was not aware. The OSP may not trust Ken or the Mayo Clinic, but he cannot ignore evidence. A lot of it is coming. And then they forwarded to me the public notice. It's all pointing to a suggestion that the OSP may have been dishonest in their processes. Now, let me read to you, viewers, what the lawyer Bafor here sent to me. One of the texts is as follows. It says, I am sure, it's a bit gory. Let me see what I can do about it. It says, I am sure when your wives, it says plural, when your wives deny you sex at night, then you come pour your anger on us. Uhumfi wate. You speak like your face.
This was after I did an interview on Joy on the OSP matter this afternoon.
It says Uhumfi what Kisi Ajame can do that. I don't believe that.
I'm not saying it's from Kisi. I'm saying it's coming from the OSP. You need to separate the OSP from the SP.
But even Samuel Dako, he won't do. I don't think.
Well,
anyway, let's see. It says Uhumfi wate. You speak like your face. Most useless and foolish talk coming from a lawyer. He never envisaged that a day will come when he will be declared a fugitive in Ghana. Kwaye Bretio Mutia. Hey, what's that? Kwaye Bretio Mutia. He's talking about somebody's height.
Yeah, he's insulting me.
I'm sure Nana B got your nudes. That is why you are following his propaganda. You are given this week to shut your dogs and yourself, else that Ashawo wife of yours in the UK is never going to have peace. Your hypocrisy and double standards is galling. Kwasia boy. Hey! I mean, then another one says, Bafwewa, are you tired of the radio tour to abolish the OSP? Oh, it says OSP here. So you know the motivation. There is a serious danger to humanity if creatures like you walk on this earth like they are the good guys. You are a monster and you know you are and is happy to live your monstrous life. Charge and bail lawyer. Oh, you can't say that of Bafo. Whoever wrote it, you should be ashamed of yourself. Bafo is a very distinguished lawyer. Everyone knows that. Charge and bail lawyer. You can't change a twisted evil mind. You can't change a twisted evil mind. You are a true definition of evil. Hopefully, the exposure deters everyone from hiring you. Imagine abandoning your morals and integrity only to end up third in line. Third in line is what? Of what?
I don't know.
Your second wife in UK. Oh, that I can't say. Talking about a woman's private part, something I can't say.
But it shows that they know nothing about me because I have no second wife in the UK. They know nothing about me. Paul, anytime I'm about to go to court with them, I receive these messages. And today, after doing the interview on Joy, I received this message. I am not saying that it is coming from them, but if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, then it is certainly a duck. The circumstances are too, too close for me to wonder anymore. You understand?
Wow.
So Paul, this is...
So he said that on procedure, Kisi Ajame does not need Ken Oforiatta. He can proceed without him.
Yes. I'm saying that he doesn't need Ken Oforiatta. It can proceed without him. The other bit is this. What should be the content of the OSP's update? We need to look at it. It needs to be balanced with the person's human rights. And increasingly, I'm coming to the conclusion that he needs to take a critical look at his content during press conference. Why do I say so? Historically, we have seen very detailed content coming from the OSP. Subsequent to that, we realized that the cases came to nothing. We all heard LaBianca from the
She died.
Yes, she died, very sadly. From the OSP's press conference, LaBianca was a convict, quote and unquote. The evidence was slam dunk. Eventually, LaBianca was not even taken to court. We know what that did to somebody like Kenel Damois.
Yes, the honorable member of parliament.
Yes, you know what that did to somebody like Kenel Damois. Okay. After that came Cecilia Dapa. 1 year, she was tried in the media, made by everybody to believe that she had been involved in one corruption offense or the other. The effect of the Cecilia Dapa on the NPP's fortunes in election 2024 cannot be overemphasized. Paul cannot be overemphasized. We all saw everybody saying that NPP, we are thieves, we are criminals, we are stashing money under beds and so on and so forth. The OSP milked it with cameras going to Cecilia Dapa's house, right? Paul, what happened? Eventually, the OSP said to us that after studying the case, it is not within his mandate to prosecute.
But is mandate not the first thing you check?
Exactly. Oh, so when you go, for instance,
I'm asking as a question. I'm innocent. I mean, if you're a prosecutor, for instance, we were taught in law school, Kwame Tete, civil procedure, but the first thing you check is the parties. Next is the forum. So if you're a prosecutor, the first thing is your mandate.
Okay.
Do you have a mandate to prosecute this?
Exactly.
That's the first thing. You don't finish the process and come and tell us I don't have a mandate. That's awkward.
That is why when you walk to a police station, and say to the policeman, police, me pacho, ura pola domochre, wajimi sika,
Obamasum.
Wajimi sika. There and then the police officer will tell you that this is civil, it is not criminal.
Yes.
At that point, the police officer will not go chasing people and so on and so forth.
Or if you tell him Obamasum, where? Adabraka and Adabraka police station. If you are standing in the
Exactly.
That's what he will tell you. The jurisdiction, the mandate.
Exactly.
That's the first thing you do. And you, a lawyer, you finish the work and come and tell us you didn't have a mandate.
You didn't have the mandate. When you look at the facts in the Cecilia Dapa matter, right? On the face of it, it's not even within the remit of Yoko. On the face of it, without more, I'll say that I'm forwarding it to the FIC, Financial Intelligence Center, because they deal with things like money laundering. And so if somebody has got loads of money like that, potentially it is money laundering. Potentially.
Once we talk of financial center, I think we have to say there's a very good man there. It's called Kojo Chumbuafo.
Yes, he's my friend.
He's a very good man.
He's my friend.
He suffered a lot under the NPP administration, and people have told me that the way Kojo Chumbuafo suffered and the way he's dealing with his job professionally, he'll go to heaven because he has opportunity to cut people's heads off. The guy was in Iyoko for 8 years. He spent his birthday in Iyoko. The only NPP guy who was with him was Wagus. Wagus Osebonsu.
Yes.
Everybody abandoned him. Today he's back at FIC. He's doing a good job.
Today on the floor of Parliament, I supported a statement by the minority leader on the gains of our democracy and the need to end the retribution.
Chumbuafo is an example of that.
I said that in 2001, President Kufuor, people were asking him to pursue people in the manner which they had done during the era of the PNDC FRC era, right? But President Kufuor said, no, let's do national reconciliation and end retribution. It gets to a point where, as a leader, you should take that high moral standards. Right?
Mandela did it. But they will say that you are saying that because you're in opposition, you're afraid. And that when you're in government, you didn't say that.
I am not afraid. I've been a private practitioner all my life. I'm not afraid. But I am looking at building a society that is coherent, a society that is more focused, a society where leaders are interested in making sure we are getting quality schools, quality healthcare, human rights are being protected.
Okay, producer is telling me we are digressing. Let's get back onto the matter.
So, Paul, now,
so you talked about the mandate on the Cecilia matter. So they are coming to the second leg of the
yes. So in the light of that,
mm-hmm.
when Cecilia Dapa was disgraced and it came to nothing, when Colonel Damwa was disgraced and it came to nothing, when LaBianca disgraced to the point and died from it, if I'm the OSP, I'll begin to evaluate the content of my press conference.
Absolutely.
And look at whether it is balanced to the extent that if tomorrow, if I am not proceeding against the person anymore, that person will not walk with a dent around him. And for me, that is the content. NLA Textat procurement matter. Before Martin Amidu left office, he was investigating NLA and Textat procurement issues. Subsequently, when Martin left office, that matter was discontinued. That matter had a lawyer from the OSP's office as the lawyer for one of the parties. Is it the case that when Martin left and a new SP took over, they decided that they will not continue? Why have we not been updated on that matter? Why have we not been updated? Why have we not been updated on LaBianca? Why have we?
Tell us why we've not been updated on NLA. LaBianca is dead.
I don't know. I don't know, Paul. I don't know. I'm asking questions. I'm only asking questions. You know, people have started asking questions about the necessity of the OSP. People have started asking.
Yeah, whether it's useful given the provisions of Article 88 and
a few days ago, I saw my brother Atik do so on Asempa. You could see saying, I'm sure your I've shared the video with your crew. They may show it.
Okay.
They may show Atik's video.
If you want them to show it now, they'll get it ready. But go on. When they are ready, they'll tell me that it's ready.
Right. The question that confronts us as a nation is that if you have 149 million cedis to spend, would you want to spend it on the
video is ready. Let's see what you want us to see with that. Let's watch the video now.
And this is what we get. This is all we get. Hi, Ghana, you see, sometimes we do some investments that don't guarantee value for money, and this is one of such. We instituted our office to help us in our fight against corruption. Catch me with successful prosecution. Bako minkaze bomino bako 100,000 okoji no recovery no. Yes. Unferimpo. Usuka yes. Pape that came, he lives like an Arabian king, and all he can do is to recover 100,000. And here dollars so. Ghana cedis. And look, we have
sometimes like just the mere office being in place, no, can scare people.
Who the hell is scared of OSP? Who is scared of OSP? I'm Martin to time and now there seems to be some fear of that office, but there's no fear of the OSP. Because the best he does is to come on radio and TV, throw words around, or kokod now, or luzupotoa now. I bet you no konfia asa. And the next minute he travels more than even the president. Unimsa, obi no to kwanjano. How do you expect to run this office successfully? Abrada mbia how to play more how to kwan, and it doesn't go alone. Until I'm see ya bokegu. The amount of money we're expending on that office and on the SP, you have no idea. And this is all we get. I'll come to the specifics. Nedikai. All my updates, other than one case or Lucy against you have been MCs at DC, no. Other than one can one count. Because the law says you update us on losses, convictions, and ongoing cases. Other than one no. And that one he's deliberately not updating us on that. That's even a breach of the very act that sets him up. Because the law doesn't say come and choose and pick and choose which ones to update us on. Convictions. Cases. What? All cases. No one losing and then
demands it.
It's an obligation.
Yeah.
He shall update us. And the update in the law, you in your person or harassing microphone. Now, what boy? No.
That's a good point. He didn't update on the case that he lost against the MC in Kumasi. He didn't say anything about it. And I think the journalists forgot. It slipped out of their head. They should have asked him that question. Okay, let's hear you.
Oh, I'm a member of the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee, which has oversight over constitutional bodies, including the OSP. And I raised issues concerning the OSP on the floor of Parliament. And there, colloquially I said, we think it needs to be reviewed. To wit, it was the NPP that introduced it. And I think it is time we take a second look at it. If you have 149 million cedis, what are you going to do with it? Set up an office which after 8 years is only prosecuting 4 cases? Is that what you want to do? As opposed to...
That money could have gone to the Attorney General.
It could have gone to the Attorney General. It could have gone to Yoko.
Yeah. CID, police CID.
It could have even gone to Shraj.
Yes, Shraj. Better still, Shraj.
Time tested.
I don't like the office of Shraj at all.
Because you've gone
I went there, it was terrible.
But you know that, if you recall, historically, the state institution that has exposed corruption...
It's Shraj.
It's Shraj.
A lot of it is covered in my book.
Yes.
Short, a lot of it.
And held political appointees, public office holders, account. Shraj. At the time when President Rawlings was President Rawlings, Shraj did investigations on appointees of President Rawlings.
Absolutely.
And made adverse findings.
Aseusu, PV Obeng.
So if we are looking for an institution that would be independent and prosecute cases, I would rather give Shraj the mandate to prosecute.
I think it's a personality thing. I mean, the people that have been at Shraj have been quite distinguished. Emil Short, Anna Bossman, Professor Kanatefa used to be there as deputy to Short. I think it's about the personality. Maybe if we got somebody else at the OSP, it might make a difference.
I wouldn't personalize it. I would want to look at efficiency and value for money. When you look at efficiency and value for money, I think it is more efficient to give what the OSP has, which Shraj doesn't have. I will give it to Shraj, right, which is the prosecutorial powers. I'll give it to Shraj so that Shraj now becomes complete. I don't need to set up a new office and give it budget.
So that you amend the Shraj law to include prosecution.
Exactly.
So give them more money, more staff.
Give them more money, more staff. So I wouldn't have to spend 149 million on a new office, which after 8 years is only prosecuting 4 cases.
And doing 10 press conferences.
And doing so many press conferences. I wouldn't do that. There's the risk, right? Given the enormity of powers of the OSP, right? There's the risk of abuse of power. There's a risk of exploitation. It is very risky. You don't want to create a duplicitous situation where somebody can take advantage of. And so I would rather vest powers in Shraj to do what the OSP can do, because one, Shraj has an institutional culture, proven track record, right? And then integrity. There's no dent when it comes to Shraj. And so I will do that.